Hello and welcome to another episode of Going Great Runs. In this episode we're going to pick up where we left off on a previous episode about hill training. Hill training is so important that I'm going to give you some other ideas of how you could train on hills. So in the last video we was talking about simple hills. That was a given distance, X amount of times. So in that video it was 160 meters and we did it 10 times with a jog recovery on the way down. But if that's not for you, there are other ways. So for instance, you can do one based on time, so that you can pick a hill and what you're trying to do is 4 times 1 minute getting up the hill. So you run up, run about 90% effort, run up, and you pinpoint where you finish on a minute. Then you jog recovery down and you do that 3 more times. Once you've done that 4 times, you then do 4 times 45 seconds. So you've reduced it down by 15 seconds. So the same thing, you run up the first time, see where you get to, and each consecutive time for the next 3 times you're trying to get past that point. So 90% effort again, then jog recovery down. Then you do 4 times 30 seconds, and you run up again, same thing, as far as you can get in 30 seconds, pinpoint distance. It could be like look at a lamppost, a tree, a car, whatever, and you do that 3 more times. And then the last one is only 15 seconds, all out pace for 15 seconds. Now at that point it's very quick, very short, and you'll be surprised how much faster you can run after doing it X amount of times. So I'll recap. You do 4 times 1 minute jog recovery, then you do 4 times 45 seconds jog recovery, and then 4 times 30 seconds jog recovery, and then 4 times all out for 15 seconds with the jog recovery back. Now if you think that's a bit far for you, as in a bit strenuous, you can always either reduce the time when you first start off, or at the end of each 1 minute, for instance, have a minute rest before you start the next one. It's about how you adapt it. The whole idea is to actually push the hill up. So the recovery part, you can take, a minute or so sort of thing to recover, because the whole point is you want to all 90% effort going up. That's one way. That's called mixed hills. But there is another one like Kenyan hills, where now there obviously is a misdemeanor there. It's not necessarily anything to do with Kenya, but or Kenyan runners, but it's just got a name, Kenyan hills. And what you're trying to do is keep the same pace going up a hill and the same pace coming down a hill, the same pace on a flat, and you do that for a specific amount of time. So you're just trying to actually build up your stamina, that sort of thing. So you pick a pace, something that pushes you a bit, and you continue on going up the hill, going down the hill, keeping the same pace throughout, and even when you're on the flat, same pace throughout. Now you do that for at least say 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that, or even longer. The longer the better, sort of thing. Now there is another type of hill as well, where you can do with a partner, and it's similar to the mixed session, mixed hills, where you will run for 45 seconds up a hill, and you get the feel for the hill. So the two of you do it in pairs, run up the hill for 45 seconds, see where you get to. Then you jog recovery, take a little bit of recovery, another minute, and then what you're going to do is one of you is going to run up to that point and jog recovery down, and then you're going to relay. The second person goes up the hill 45 seconds and comes down. Now the whole idea really is on there, you're going to do it for at least 20 minutes. And if you think about it, you're getting quite close to a 2 minute rest. So 45 seconds they're running up, so you're standing around the bottom, and then they're going to take about a minute to get down, sort of thing. So you're close to 1 minute 45 seconds, 2 minutes of a recovery. So the whole point on there is to go for it. Each time you got that 45 seconds, you are pushing it 95% effort at all times. Okay, so, and like I said, you would do that for at least 20 minutes, preferably longer if you can. And again though, when you first start off with like maybe a little bit less time, get used to it, and do it more regularly. Say maybe when if you're taking a lot of time off, do about 2 times a week, one at the beginning of the week, one at the end of the week, and then gradually, as you get closer to 20 or 30 minutes of doing these type of runs, then you would do it once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks, and then you like can mix it up with intervals around the track or something like that. Okay, so that's a variant on hills. So like the previous one was simple hills, 10 times 160 meters, and then when you're starting off, you will reduce it down. Maybe you start doing 50 meters or 100 meters, and you gradually build it up over time. Then, as I said here, the mix session where you're doing it for 1 minute 4 times, then 4 times 45 seconds, 4 times 30 seconds, or 4 times 15 seconds. That's the mixed hill. Or the paired hill is where you're doing it with a partner. You run for about 45 seconds up, find a place where where say a marker or something, and then you do that in tandem relay with your partner. You do that as long as you can do it, but at least 20 minutes. Okay, so hopefully that's useful for you. So if you like this, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and catch you on the next video.